Strategic alliances for CEOs. What if there's a way different and a better perspective of strategic alliances to the CEO? Well, perspective is really everything. For example, what if I told you that that word money, actually comes from the moon, perhaps Mooney? For example, you may not agree, but the gold coins are developed based on the rising of the moon, and the silver coins when the moon is silver at the zenith. Many people are not aware, but the moon basically has 13 cycles, and there's always 13 full moons in a year. So the moon and the number 13 have always been standing for each other, which is called the esoteric number. Is it hard to probably see that there's a number 13 etched into the Bitcoin logo? That's what perspective is. I think CEOs need to change their perspective of strategic alliances because there's only one truth in the market. If you're losing, someone else is winning because the market is really a zero-sum game. There are companies that understand this and they have been highly successful. Think about a company that basically has competition from open source software. It is closed and proprietary. It has competition from free software, and it had a bug called the blue screen. Exactly, I'm talking about Microsoft. And you know where Microsoft is today. Microsoft never claimed that it's the best software giant, but it does say that it is used by more and more people. So, what did Bill Gates do to make Microsoft a number one company? They built partnerships and ecosystems. Instead of thinking of itself as a top dog, it became the sidekick to all top dogs. And then it Uberized and democratized its platform through a massive distribution network. What happens after that? Well, Microsoft started winning more and more and more in a zero-sum game market. On the contrary, let's look at Apple. Apple always wanted to be and will be the top dog. Well, its iPhone business is not very profitable, but it did become profitable the moment Apple understood that its money is not in the top dog, but it's about the iTunes and application partnerships and ecosystems. That is where Apple understood the game, because the game is exactly the same as Bill Gates played. So, Microsoft's strategy is so simple and elegant, it is very easy to overlook the business model, just like we do not notice the number 13 on the Bitcoin logo. Microsoft's strategy has always been about leverage. Microsoft continues its leverage all the time, even with its arch rival Oracle to defend Amazon. So what are the lessons learned? We know strategic alliances create leverage, but leverage about what? It's all about power. It's all about power to the CEO, all about power to the company, to compete, to protect revenue, to win more in a zero-sum game, the power to tag along and be a part of all solutions. Strategic alliances have always been a big impact profession. Why? You can see from all the three pictures here, from the marriage of the royal elites to religion to world wars, alliances have been critical. And if you don't still believe me, perhaps Star Wars will be able to teach you a couple of strategic alliance lessons. Let's learn some lessons from Microsoft right now, whose 95% revenue basically comes from partnerships and ecosystems. So Microsoft's rules are simple. Sell with others so you can sell faster and be a part of a large ecosystem of partners and be competitive. What does it result into? It's all about power. So, what's the CEO's number one challenge? It's actually about protecting revenue. Think of it. You've got customers who want large projects, and usually it's like an ecosystem that needs to deliver on the promises. You might have a great product, but to deliver an entire solution, you need multiple platforms and GSIs who basically deliver the value. What's the guarantee that other products are not working with other system integrators and other people or products or platforms in the ecosystem and then replacing you? It is highly possible. Similarly, if that is the number one challenge, the CEO's next challenge will be field reps don't really create leverage because sales reps sell to customers and customers basically want solutions from the ecosystem. Sales reps sell products, whereas customers want solutions. On the other hand, sales in a company is all about selling now, which is right, whereas customers depend on integrators to combine software, put processes, implement them, and deliver value. All these three red boxes, these elements are hard to change. It is difficult. Whereas this piece, sales reps don't really invest time on influencers. We can change that with really good training. And that's what strategic alliance management does. So, we realize that there are a couple of rules that basically create power in the market. In a business in the digital age, where the market is a zero-sum game, protecting revenue is key. Sustaining revenue is all about winning more and more and more in the market with ecosystems, alliances, which creates power. More the leverage, more the wins, and it keeps carrying on and on and on. So sales reps create the direct power with customers for the company, ecosystems and alliances. What they do is they create overall solution and market power that enable the sales reps to win more and more. These rules are pretty much universal now, which means if you look at these arrows, which form a kind of a cycle, I call it the feedback loop. The more and more you win in the market, more it goes back to protecting the revenue and winning more and more against competition, which is the reason this process is called the culture process, because knowing and executing this feedback loop creates a winning culture. So, is ecosystems and strategic alliances real? And if they are real, what are the new rules? This picture shows the industrial age, the information age, and the digital age. The green boxes stand for the rules of the digital age. Right on top, you can see customers are looking for business ecosystems and they need to be developed through platforms. Why? Because companies are looking for strategic cooperation and it's a shared economy. As long as you can abide by these rules, you'll always win. To conclude, I think the old rules of strategic alliances and ecosystems are gone. Partnerships or strategic alliances just seems to be a revenue challenge. But the real thing is, I think strategic alliances is considered to be important, but it never had a strategic impact because it's always the sales power that won in the market. With strategic alliances, this creates power plays for the CEO and the company, which makes it very important because now you can win more times than you lose in a zero-sum game. Individualism needs to be replaced with interdependent individualism by working with strategic alliances and ecosystems. Thank you very much. We are Strategic Alliance Management. It's a website that provides all the resources for strategic alliances and salespeople to help sell in the digital age. Thank you.